Ladies and gentlemen, competitors all alike, congratulations on being part of the DECA Comp, the 10th JAG in-house competition. We're going to talk about some overall event logistics in this video, as well as events 1A and 1B. So, overall event logistics, you and your partner will be in a lane. You're going to be in that lane for all three of your events over the course of the day. So you'll always know where you're going when your heat's up because your lane will remain consistent. A couple of things regarding the lanes. All lanes will have two barbells in them. They will be the barbells that your team uses all day long. The barbells do not leave the lane. They don't get swapped out for a different bar that you like over the course of the day. And some men will be in a couple of lanes using women's bars throughout the day, or one man on the team will be using a women's bar. Hey, if anything, it offers you a very slight competitive advantage, so I don't want to hear about it. They're skinnier, they're easier. No women will have to use men's bars because that's challenging based on size of hands. Number two is the bar control clause. This is very important, and it's important for the safety of other athletes not in your lane. All of your movements throughout every event, whether they include a barbell or not, must remain within the lane for them to count. So if as you're doing cleans in event 3, your bar ends up here when you drop one, and Adam goes to do one of his cleans, clean the bar, that's a no rep because the bar started outside of his lane. So he cannot lift the bar. He would need to, put it back down, he would need to pull the bar into his lane before beginning his rep. The same works in the opposite. If Adam has a jerk and he drops the bar and it goes out of his lane, even if it's his big lift on the complex in event 1, that is a no rep. He must ensure that the bar stays within his lane as well as his body stays within his lane for the whole time. What you see on the ground right now will be the actual size of the lane that you're competing in. It's plenty of room if you keep yourself under control. Moving into actual event number 1A and 1B. Event 1A will be for max load per team. It will be the two largest completed lifts added together. One note on the lifts. An athlete may only miss 2 lifts before they're done. So if you miss your first 2 lifts, you will get a 0 for the event. 2 lifts per athlete, and they're done for that event. One athlete will be completing 2 hang cleans plus 1 shoulder to overhead. The other athlete will be completing 1 hang clean plus 2 shoulder to overheads. Let's look at the standards for those 2 movements, the hang clean and the shoulder to overhead. The hang clean must start with a deadlift. Adam has got to come to a full lockout. I see that Adam is now locked out from top to bottom. Now he must just get the bar to his shoulders. Boom. He can power clean it like he just did. He could squat clean it, but it is not required. He may drop into the hang as far as he wants to complete the clean. He doesn't have to keep his hang above his knees or anything like that. As long as the plates don't touch the ground, then he can clean the bar up on every rep. If he's doing the 2 hang clean, 1 jerk version, he can regrip at the shoulders. He can bring it down and regrip in the hip. He can regrip hanging on the legs. Any of that is fine as long as the bar doesn't touch the ground between the 2 hang cleans. Looking at the shoulder to overhead, he may push press, he may push jerk, he may split jerk. All of them are fine. The only thing that matters is that he comes back together with his feet in line, his shoulders, elbows, and bar locked out overhead, and that he shows complete control of the bar overhead prior to bringing it back down to his shoulders or dropping it to the ground. Complete control is essentially 2 seconds of full control overhead. If the feet are still walking with it, if the arms are wobbling with it prior to the drop, that's a no rep. He must show control of the bar overhead. Final thing, if he's doing the jerk and he sets and drives but does not actually attempt the jerk, that's a no rep because it went over the top of his head. If he goes to dip and drive but he's not braced all the way, that's fine. He may still attempt the jerk. But if the bar clears the top of his head, that's a no rep. Bar goes back to the ground, complex starts over. As we move into event 1B, event 1B will be a mystery event. Prepare for the unknown and unknowable. You will find out what the event is day of. If you look at the workout description, you will see that it will be 3 movements, 20 reps per movement, but you don't know what the movements are. The equipment that you need for event 1B will be stationed right beside your lane. You have from minute 0 to minute 9 on a running clock for both athletes to work up to their max lift. Minute 9 to minute 10 is a ghost period. That's for you to get prepared for event 1B. Then at minute 10, event 1B will start, and it is for a time done relay style by the athletes. Adam will complete all of event 1B before he would then tag me, and I would complete all of event 1B. Any trade-offs throughout the whole competition must transition with a tap of a hand. That is how the partner knows that it's their turn to go. They can't be ready with their hands on the equipment about to start. It must be a hand tap before they begin. You will have whatever time that you allot yourself to get your equipment set up to start 1B. So if both of us lift up until that 9-minute mark, then we will only have 1 minute to set our lane up for the 10-minute start time, at which point the event is starting. If we both finish lifting at 7 minutes, we've both reached up to our max, we would then have 3 minutes to set ourselves up for 1B. That's a logistical thing that you can figure out with your partner.